I'm gonna keep telling myself to keep my head up and I'm not behind. Going to Boys and Girls Club growing up wasn't easy. I cried over everything and I was so sensitive and I just had a problem with everything. I didn't like doing schoolwork, which in result caused me to not have pull time or recess time for 5 minutes. But that's okay. You know, it helped me take accountability for my actions. It helped me to respect people, to hold morals and know how to handle myself as an African-American young female. I had a lot of mental health issues going on, and when it came down to it, it was like, am I gonna keep pushing or am I gonna sit there and cry about it? So sometimes I would do both, but I would keep going. And everybody at the Boys and Girls Club was so sweet. They were always so sweet. They know me as a Rivers kid because the Rivers family, I mean, we all grew up going to Boys and Girls Club. And so, speed up a little forward to previous. When I first met my mentor, Miss Anitra, I did not like her because she was so nice. She was so nice, and like at that point I was told I was so sensitive so many times, I took it in a negative way. And I didn't like to express my emotions. I didn't want to cry. I had to keep my head up, stand 10 toes down. And that's what I felt like. And she told me, you know, you could smile, you could laugh, that's fine. And I was like, okay, you know. And she was so nice and she helped me with everything. And so as soon as life began to feel like it was great, that's when my life became a roller coaster. I had my 18th birthday and a month later, I became homeless. And you know, it's my senior year, so all I'm thinking about is prom. I'm like, I'm not worried about me being homeless. I wanna go to prom, I wanna go to graduation. And I was thinking about all the fun things, and I began to just sit there and cry. And Miss Anitra was there for me. And I felt like I grew closer to her in that very moment. And she was like, you're okay, you're not behind. I just kept saying, I'm so behind. Everybody has all these great things. What about me? You know, what about me? And she was like, keep your head up. Keep pushing forward, you're fine. You know, I cried so many tears I could fill a jar, and I was not used to that. So, you know, I decided to stay in school and not drop out like I wanted to, and I kept going. I kept doing school and I kept going to my job, kept going to Boys and Girls Club. The kids are so sweet. Miss Liz, how are you? I'm like, I'm not so great. But you know, they would smile and they would be so sweet, and they, you know, motivated me to keep going. And then as soon as, you know, my living situation was handled and I'm doing everything for Youth of the Year, all these great things around me, and I'm like, okay, life is good. Giddy up, you know? And then I get a call from my dad and he's in the hospital. And, you know, growing up, my father has HIV, and growing up, I always seen him as like, you know, dead to me. It's just a man that I had good memories with. And so, you know, even though in my mind it was like, you know, I grew up thinking this man is dead, you know, my worst fear is like, now he's actually, you know, could not be here. And so, you know, I'm going to the Youth of the Year things and everything, and I'm just like, you know, I'm trying to keep my head up, you know what I mean? And then once he was, you know, he called me, said he was fine, but I was still worried, and it was a big struggle for me. And I decided to keep my head up and keep pushing, and I started a youth coalition with my Boys and Girls Club, and I love it because we have town halls where everybody talks to each other, everybody opens up and they advocate for themselves. Something that I wasn't able to do because I was told I was too sensitive. And even though those people love me, it hurt me at the same time. And I told everybody, you know what I mean? I want you to advocate for yourself. And so my goal for everybody is to like, keep your head up and keep pushing because you got this.